Hey, what's up everybody? Hopefully you can hear me. I got the mic going. Just got off work. I figured, you know what, I got a 30-minute drive till I get home. 30-40 minute drive depending on traffic. So I go ahead and talk to you. Normally I'd call my girlfriend and talk to the kids and everything, but I think, I got off early, so, you know, let's see. Usually kind of busy about this time. Also, I figured this is like a good way to gauge, you know, what areas of town are, you know, have good reception, because I want to do some more moto vlogs with, hold on a second, I'm paying attention to the road. I want to do some more moto vlogs with live streaming. So, I mean, if I can keep riding this, and right now it says poor connection, but it's a good connection over there. So, I mean, I kind of try to figure out the whole area. Oh, and it looks like they've done some updates to the live stream. I can like make it black and white, and they put some new things on it. Let's go. I'm gonna try it out. It's called Dance Party. Yeah, no, we're gonna do normal. We're gonna do normal. What the heck? There's a haunting thing. No. Yeah. You're working right now at YPD. Hope Ruth doesn't mind. YPD or YFD? Because I know Ruth from YFD. Yeah, hopefully this isn't mine. Yeah, I'm just driving home. I want to try some new things, and like one of the newer things that I'm coming up with is I want to do some more list videos, like top 5 helmets and top 5, or like, you know, cruisers and stuff, because those seem to be doing really well, and that doesn't involve me riding a lot. So I'd like to do that, and because I can't be riding right now, and my bike's been at my buddy's house since March, since like April 1st, basically, since I moved here. Hey, what's up, Clarence? How you guys doing? But yeah, go ahead and write a comment. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me what you guys want to see coming up. I got helmets. I already did helmets. I want to do like gloves, maybe. Yeah, thank you, Aaron. 4K subs. Yeah, and it's climbing fast. It'd be a good day to be on it. Yeah, it would be a good day. Like, I've been driving back and forth. I mean, this is like a 20-mile drive every morning, every evening, and it'd be awesome if I could just do it on the bike. But you know, I got to carry a bunch of stuff, and but yeah, I'm gonna be doing some more videos like that. I'm really excited about it. It gets me, yeah, YFD. It gets me really. I mean, it lets me, you know, do some research even, you know, because I'm looking up good helmets. I'm looking up good brands, gloves. I want to do gloves. I want to do pants. I want to do like summer pants. Basically, it gets me back in YouTube when I can't ride, and it kind of sucks because a lot of the stuff I do is moto vlog. So I figure we can talk here, and this can be like my personal thing. And then the other thing could be like the YouTube business time. Last time I was driving the desert. Yeah, I'm just driving through Tucson right now. Yeah, I was driving through from Yuma to here, and that's all desert. Right now it's just like desert here. Or, not desert, but it's like city right now. I'm like far north Tucson area-ish. Yeah, I'm gonna do some moto. I saw that for a second. Moto jeans or moto pants. I can pretty much, moto jackets, there you go. I can basically do anything. Top 5 moto jackets for summer, winter, all season. I can do anything really, and I can do expensive, least expensive. It allows me to do some research, but I don't want to just stick to list videos. I mean, I know that's what Yami Noob does, and he does a good job of it, but for me, it's mainly to get the information out, and he does it for entertainment, and he does a different kind. And plus I don't get it hands-on, so that's one thing. So I would love to like be able to go to like Cycle Gear out here when I have time, or any place, and I can actually touch it and feel it, and give you guys a better, you know, understanding of what it looks like. Because there's like a bunch of motorcycle places around here that I still haven't been able to check out, because on the weekends I spend time with my girlfriend and the kids, and I literally don't really pick up, no, I really don't even pick up my computer. Maybe a quick break and whatnot, but thanks, man. Yeah, I try to do my best. So I mean, if I'm helping you out, I appreciate it. You know, or I appreciate the thanks. But I'm glad to help out. Hopefully, I'm able to help out a little bit. There's another thing that I wanted to do. I'd make a video that Yami Noob made. Him and I collaborated on it, and I gave him the source material, and I wrote it all out. I've had it written out since I think October. Or even before that, and it's like what to do if you like are riding with somebody and someone crashes, and So I figured, I guess I could talk about it now a little bit. I can't give out too much information because, you know, my profession is a little different than what you're going to do when you're riding, because you're a first responder. Not even a first responder. You're a citizen. You don't even know how to do CPR at that point. But basically, I'm just going to segue into this because we're only 5 minutes in, and I kind of told you what I wanted to tell you. But basically, what happens is you see your buddy crash, and you know, obviously, first thing is you don't want to crash. You know, you don't want to follow in his footsteps, because usually when someone crashes, they hit an object or it's on a turn. And so when you're driving, and you know what, before I even start, if you guys know anybody that wants to know this information, share this video. Let them know that I'm going to start talking about kind of like what you should do if your buddy crashes. This might be good information. But anyways, and it's just quick information. It's not like you guys are going to do like hair traction splints or put them on a backboard and all stuff that we do, but it's just real quick. So anyways, what you don't want to do is follow in their footsteps. So like on a turn, like a massive turn, a lot of crashes happen on turns. You don't really crash going straight, and a lot of crashes happen on intersections. But I mean, outside of intersections and you're able to dodge it, like on a turn, they usually crash because they hit like something slick, or they took the turn too quick and just hit the outside rail. So what you don't want to do is do the object fixation on that too and crash into the rail with them, because you're kind of watching them, and if they're behind you, you're not going to see it until later. But if they're in front of you, you're going to watch them, you're going to kind of go off the road. Yeah, that'd be great if I had some sponsors for gear. That way I can test it out, actually. That'd be awesome. But yeah, you don't want to follow them into the road. So let's say they crash, you don't crash. Awesome. You're able to pull over and you're running to your buddy. Your adrenaline is pumping. Your adrenaline is through the roof. And I'm going to make another video of this where it's not so much live stream and it's kind of concise. But anyways, your adrenaline's through the roof, and you know, you just want to help your buddy. You want to make sure they're okay. So let's say that they're just laying on the ground in pain. They're obviously conscious, you know, obviously able to talk, or you're able to talk to them. So let's say this scenario, you're able to talk. First off, you don't want to take the helmet off. No, there you go. As soon as that comment popped up, I know there's a delay. I saw the comment as soon as I said that. Don't take the helmet off unless it's literally like choking them to death. Because really, the airway is number one. Because if you can't breathe for however long you can hold your breath, you're going to go unconscious. And then after 8 minutes, 6 to 8 minutes, you're brain dead without oxygen. So if they're breathing fine, obviously they're able to talk to you. They're breathing fine, and it's nothing that the helmet is causing, you know, them to not be able to breathe. Leave the helmet on. Don't mess with the helmet. Wait for us to show up. Don't cut that helmet off. You can undo the strap, but don't take the helmet off, because the reason why you don't want to take the helmet off is because they could have a cervical spine injury. So in their neck, they could be, you know, the top 7 vertebrae, it could be broken. And just that move of lifting up and pulling it off, and right now it says very bad connection, hopefully it doesn't get kicked off. The move of trying to pull it off could cause the spinal cord to sever. The body landed, and the way the body is working at that point, they land on the ground, they're fine, able to talk, but the moment you move them, boom, done. We get there, we off, and let us so basically, I don't know where I left off, but don't cut the straps, or just undo the strap if you can. Don't take the helmet off. After that, look for anything major, and this is what we call distracting injuries, because you know their leg could be like snapped in half. Okay, their leg can be snapped in half, but it's distracting you from like the chest wound. So what you need to do is just double check everything. Just look down every arm, and you know, just do a quick look at, and if there's like a ton of blood, bright red blood, find where it's coming from and put your hand on it. Just shove your hand on it. Don't worry about taking his shirt off and whatever. Put your hand on it. Just hold it as hard as you can and press hard, because bright red blood is artery, and you know, you nick an artery, you're dead, you know, after a minute or two. So shove your hand on it and hold it there until we show up, or until we say let go. because the moment you take it off, it's gonna keep going again. So that's your job from that point on. But let's say you don't find anything. You're checking everything. You're checking each arm, left arm, right arm. You feel like he's like, oh, my arm hurts. Okay, whatever. Your arm hurts. You're able to talk to me. Whatever. Check the legs. At this point, like wherever he's at, let's say he's on his side, leave him on his side. If he's on his back, leave him on his back. If he's on his stomach, I mean, basically just leave him wherever he's at. Because once again, if you roll him, you can be causing a spine injury. So just double check the chest, double check the back. At this point, if you have scissors, cut his gear off. Don't take his arms out of the gear. Maybe unzip the front so you can check underneath, like under that, so you can see if there's any bruising or whatnot. But if he's able to breathe, if your buddy's able to breathe, and there's no major blood, just keep them in comfort. At that point, they're just in comfort. And if it's just you two, that's your job. Kind of, keep an eye out for traffic, because you obviously are riding around. At this point, traffic is what's going to kill you, because they're not going to see you. They're going to either slow down to look, or they're just going to run into you. So like if this is in the middle of the road, keep an eye out for traffic. Look everywhere you're going. But obviously call 911 as soon as you can. If his motorcycle's still running and your buddy is perfectly fine and he's just kind of laying on the ground in pain, go turn off his motorcycle, because obviously, unless it has like a system in it to where when it's on its side or upside down or whatever, it turns off automatically, you still kind of want to turn it off. And then kind of position yourself so you can see oncoming traffic, and then able to kind of like wait until we show up. When we show up, we'll take care of everything. But basically at the point of you seeing him crash or her crash, you don't want to crash too, because if you crash, you can't help your buddy. And then you want to check their airway. You want to make sure that they're breathing fine. If they're not breathing fine, then you're going to have to try your best to make it work. Either take off the helmet to initiate CPR and breathe for them, or do CPR. You can do continuous compressions where you're just doing CPR. You're not breathing for them. You just continue to pump their chest. That's something you can easily do. So I highly recommend taking a CPR course. American Heart does a great course, and kind of looking into all that stuff. I'm going to focus on traffic. But yeah, take a CPR course, take a motorcycle safety course. Those are all really good that prevent accidents, and I think they even teach you a little bit. But do not take the helmet off. Don't move him around. Don't have him stand up. If he's like, oh, let me just try to stand up. No, you were just in a motorcycle accident. Literally just call 911, have them show up, have them check out your buddy. And here's the great thing about public safety and EMS is that we can't kidnap you. We can get charged for kidnapping if we just pick you up and take you without your consent. Now, if you're unconscious, it's called implied consent, so we can actually take you at that point. But if you're conscious and you're like, oh, I'm fine, I'm perfectly fine, you can tell them I don't want to go to the hospital. You can tell them, guys, I don't want to go. And then we'll try to convince you. It's like you just crashed your motorcycle. You could be bleeding inside. No one knows right now. But you can sign a refusal. You can say, I don't want to go, and you can not go. But then obviously at that point, you're going to have to find a ride home. But just be safe. That's the main thing. And helmets, the reason why I brought up, don't take the helmet off is that you guys all should be wearing helmets. That's like one of the things that will save you. I mean, just a small bump to the head at 5 miles an hour can kill you. And everyone's riding around, and speed limit right now is 45. I mean, you're going 45. There's a median right here. You guys can't see it, but like, and I'm on a turn. I could hit something. I'm definitely not going to have a crushed skull. And if that's the one thing that would have killed me on that turn, then I just saved myself. So I highly recommend all the gear all the time. Full-on gear, gloves. I mean, you're going to have road rash on your hands, and if you mess up your hands, especially the palms of your hands, and they're bandaged or even casted up because you decided not to wear gloves or like appropriate motorcycle gloves, Imagine not being able to go to work for 6 to 8 weeks because your skin and bones have to heal. You just lost income. And then there's no workers' comp for that. Same thing with your feet and ankles. Wear appropriate boots. When you are on a turn or something and you like do a low slide turn, your ankle and leg is underneath the motorcycle. I mean, the motorcycle's falling on your leg while you're sliding. There's been, I mean, I'm on Facebook and people mention all the time is that, especially on the motorcycle accidents, they'll do it when they do a low slide, or even if they crash. A lot of them are saying, yeah, I got a hole in my ankle now because the peg went through it. The peg wouldn't go through your ankle if you had the appropriate gear. Same thing with motorcycle pants. This is one thing that I learned while doing some of the research, is that even like my pants, I have the Rust and Redemption pants, which link in the description if you kind of want to see what it looks like. Obviously, I'm not wearing them right now. They're I think it's Kevlar lined and Kevlar stitched and a few other things, but I mean, it's just lined like on the ass and like the abrasion parts. That is only designed to last for like 4 to 8 seconds at a certain speed. After that, they're ripped up. They're completely gone. So 4 to 8 seconds, think about that. You're going fast, or you're going the speed limit or whatever, and you go for a slide, you're sliding for maybe 3-4 seconds. Hopefully, if you're going way fast, I mean, you're probably gonna be sliding for 10 seconds. At that point, the Kevlar's gone, and now it's your skin. From what I understand with jeans, motorcycle, or just regular jeans and regular clothes, they're gone instantly. Just instant. As soon as you hit the asphalt, it rips off. So that's the difference between paying $200 something and, for motorcycle jeans, and then paying, you can pay $60 for a pair of Levi's. Pay a little extra, you get the armor. This guy just cut me off. You can get armor so you can protect your hips and your knees and your ankles even on some of these jeans. And that's what's so important about that. Same thing with the jacket. Make sure it's an actual jacket and keep it zipped. That's another thing. Some people will wear regular jackets during the summertime. It's like it's so hot, so they unzip the front and it's waving around so they get the airflow. Well, when you crash, if it's unzipped, you just exposed your whole body, and your jacket could fly off. It really can, because it's already open. So get like a good jacket. That's one thing I was reading, and some people were saying, if you get a mesh jacket, you land on the road, it's just going to melt to your skin. It's not going to melt to your skin. There's an underlining on a lot of these to where the outer mesh will melt because it's not designed to take road rash, but you do have the armor and you do have the underlining that will last for, once again, 4 to 5 to 10 seconds for mesh. And then you have the armor, obviously, to protect the vital, your shoulders and back, if you have the back armor, and elbows, because that's what's going to be banging around. There's also textile, 100% aramid. That's good stuff. Yeah, I was looking up all that stuff. So good job. You need to wear everything else too, though. Motorcycle jeans, I mean, you ruin your legs, you kind of ruin your job for a while. And trust me, or not trust me, I don't even know. But road rash, I mean, that takes forever, depending on how thick it is. And you can be missing flesh, not just your skin. When we're talking muscle too. So anyways, textile, that's different than mesh. That's one thing that I've once again learned before I bought a bunch of stuff. It costs more because it's perforated, which means there's like a bunch of holes in it, and mesh obviously is perforated also, but mesh doesn't have the level of protection. The textile actually has that protection on it. It's basically like wearing a leather jacket but perforated. So yeah, that's designed to last and not melt away like mesh will. So that will last for however long it's rated for. That's one thing you got to look up. You got to look up how long it's rated for. Some companies will put out tests of their own. Anyways, there's that, and then there's leather. Top of the line is leather. Really, you can slide on leather for. I mean, you're not going to go through leather, especially if it's quality leather, motorcycle leather, because you can get the pleather shit, the random stuff that you get from normal jackets. Daytona boots, I think, are the best. I didn't look up Daytona boots, but I want to do top 5 boots for beginner riders or for riders that have a bunch. $150, $200. But yeah, I got the leather. But anyways, yeah, so leather, get the good leather. You can get perforated leather. It's kind of the same thing as textile, depending on how the looks of it. You can wear it during the summer, you'll get airflow. For me, I have a waxed cotton winter jacket, and that's from RSD, and it has elbow and shoulder protection, and it has a slot for back protection that I can always buy if I wanted to. I just haven't done it yet. But that's also kind of on par with the textile. It'll last a while. I mean, it's really thick, like cotton. Like it'll last. And then obviously a good helmet. You want to wear a good helmet. Full face, I highly recommend, because I've been on 2 calls where an older gentleman, like both of them were older gentlemen that wore a 3/4 helmet, and they crashed in the back of a car. And then, well, one of them crashed in the back of the car. The other one T-boned the car because he wasn't paying attention, or the car pulled out in front of him. It's the same scenario, you know. And then he T-boned them because they pulled out in front of him. Anyways, both of them, his jaw was ripped off, and he was basically dead. And the other guy, same thing. That got me thinking. It's like, wow, I really need to get a full face, because at the time I was wearing my Bell Custom 500 all the time, and it really made me uneasy at that point to be riding with that. So I went and got the Bell Bullet, which is a full face. So I highly recommend a full face, and make sure it's DOT or ECE certified, whichever one is in your country. And I did the top 5 helmets for that. For the budget, I would have put Bell Bullet on there because it's just a sick looking helmet, but it's also like $400, $400 or $500. And you can get great helmets for a lot cheaper, but I went for the look. And then gloves, same thing. I mean, you can get, like, my very first motorcycle gloves were from Walmart, and it was like the American Choppers like brand. It was like I just needed to get some, and because I just bought the motorcycle and I didn't even have gear. I didn't even have a helmet. I didn't have anything. And my buddy let me borrow his helmet when I first got it. But yeah, you need to get some good gloves. You got to get high quality gloves. I highly recommend leather, but some of the better ones are the sport bike gloves, you know, with the hard knuckle protection. That's a huge thing. The hard knuckle, you're going to be smacking your hand on the ground. The thing is, like, all the good ones will protect you from road rash on your hands, but they're not going to protect you from crushing. That's one of these things, is like, all this gear is going to protect you from road rash. If you're riding and you like crash and you like hit a telephone pole, or you slide and smash into like a guardrail, like you dropped your bike already and you're sliding and then you hit a guardrail at 30 miles an hour, or you hit a car, this gear's not going to protect you. That's what a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not going to wear gear because it doesn't save your life. Yeah, it will save your life in a certain condition. If you crash into a car and you smash your body into the car, your body's taking the hit. In a car, if I crash into another car, the car's taking the hit, and I got all this protection here. So yeah, the gloves and the pants and sometimes even the boots and the helmet is really the only thing that can help, but it's not going to protect you from breaking bones. But some of these gloves have like knuckle protection, really thick, hard plastic on the knuckles, and some even have them on the palms, which I don't understand, because you kind of have to, you know, control it. Anyways, they have them on the palms because when you fall, you're going to hit your hands hard, and that will protect you breaking your knuckles, which is very important, because, you know, when you walk away from a crash, it's one thing to walk around on crutches. It's another thing to have like your hands in casts. You know, you can't do anything. You can't function. Let's say your job is to work with your hands. You can't work with your hands. But if you broke your leg only and your hands are perfectly fine because you got some really badass protection, you can still work. You know, if you're at a desk job and you have to type all day, your hands will be sore, you know, obviously, but they're not broken. So, I mean, but you can sit in a chair with a cast all the way down your leg, and you can still type around and do all that stuff. So, good hand protection and good head protection, the 2 H's, are very big, huge, 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 because those are vital pieces of your body, to be quite honest. And that's one thing that we look for in as a first responder, is that we want to protect, like for burns, we want to protect the head and airway, and we want to protect the hands, the palm side of the hand. I mean, the back side of the hand, it can burn and you can still kind of function a little bit. It's going to hurt because it's going to stretch, but if you burn the palms, you can't hold anything. So palms, head, you know, face, so palms, face, and actually growing area. If you imagine trying to take a piss, you know, if you like burn down there, or, you know, take a dump and you're burned, you know. So you really want to protect your hands, especially the palm. You want to protect your face because that's the airway. Same thing with the neck. And so like your head, palms, groin area, and your ass, those are the huge things. Bottoms of your feet also. So the way to really protect that, because you're going to get road rash, is basically a terrible burn, because you're removing layers of your skin, and that's what a burn does. But with road rash, you're removing a lot. I mean, in a certain, on a contact area. And a lot of contact areas are the hips, the ass, and the sides, because you're sliding, you know, you're on the ground. So like the whole, if you've seen those pictures on Facebook, people post them all the time. It's like their forearms, elbow, shoulder, their hip, the right side is fine. Like it's like all on the left side, or, you know, whatever, when they post the picture. And then if they're lucky and they're wearing the helmet, which a lot of guys seem to just wear helmets and that's it, their head will be fine. They're like, oh, look at my helmet, it took a hit, but then their body's shit, you know? Spend a couple $100 more and buy yourself some good protection. That way you'll be fine. For the most part. Like I said, if you crash into a telephone pole, you're pretty screwed. And there's not much for us to do other than, at our profession, at our level, all we're trying to do is protect your spine, protect your airway so you can continue breathing, and then don't know what this lady wants to do. So protect your airway, protect your airway, protect your spine, and then make sure you don't bleed out. That's kind of what our job is for. And then we get you to the hospital, and then they do all the surgeries. When we can't do anything there. At that point, that's out of our hands, and that's the only thing that will fix you. No amount of drugs, no amount of oxygen we give you will fix you. It's you literally need to go to surgery and have somebody put you back together. And if you just fall and crash and get road rash, we'll put you on C-spine. You know, we'll protect your spine because you never know. Your adrenaline's pumping. We'll put you down, but we'll put you in a position of comfort as long as your spine is good. Take you to the hospital, and then they're gonna. I'm sorry, guys. They're gonna be scrubbing that. Sorry, excuse me. You're gonna have dirt and gravel in the parts that are road rashed. And how do you think they're gonna get that out? They're not gonna pick it out with a tweezer. Well, the big pieces will, but they're gonna scrub that layer of skin off to get it off. So you're gonna be in pain. So to prevent a lot of that, like a lot of it, especially gouges are nasty. That's like weeks of packing that gouge with gauze and then letting it heal for a little bit, and then packing it with more, and you have to go to a wound center for that, and then they'll teach you how to do it at home. But man, you can save yourself weeks and months of therapy and having to get your skin scrubbed by just buying gear. And that's what I don't get. Like, I have some friends that ride without gear, and I'm like, fuck, man. I don't go on the motorcycle without gear at all. At minimum, I'll wear a helmet and gloves. And I think I've done that once in the past 3-4 years. Helmet and gloves. I think I went to Walmart one time in like a pair of shorts and a shirt and helmet and gloves. And it's obviously some running shoes. I did that once, and I felt so. It was terrible. I didn't like it. But yeah, good boots, good pants, good jacket, good gloves. And I already did a video on that. And it's still actually doing pretty well. But it was like a motovlog video. So I want to redo this video. So these two things I just talked about, when you find your buddy crashing, and then what kind of gear you should have and why. Those are two videos I want to do. I'm going to write the script out. That's how I do things. I'll write the script out. I'll have it all set. I don't just wing it. And then I'll talk about it. and make a video of it. So like these are the things I want to talk about, and these are the things I want to do, because I'm actually I'm very passionate about having gear, being safe. And I say that after every video. You guys ride safe, be safe, ride safe. I always say that kind of stuff at the end, because I see this like a lot. You see like pictures on Facebook, you see pictures or you see videos of people crashing. There's like a dead body. You've all seen that. But like it's different in person. I've seen just a car accident. There's an older lady in the passenger seat right here, just T-boned somebody. She didn't do it. She wasn't driving. She was the passenger. Their car T-boned somebody, and her knee hit the front dash because she didn't have a seatbelt on. Seatbelt. Think about that. Her knee hit the front dash, and I saw her femur. Like this is her knee. This is her knee right here. So this is like her foot. This is her femur. It was like boop, sticking out the skin. Not the whole thing, half of it. She hit it, and it severed part of her femur, and it's just like half, like filleted open, just in a car. And I think the speed limit there was 35. In a car, no seatbelt. And it's like, wear your seatbelt. Wear your gear when you're riding. And you just need to do that. I don't understand why people don't do that. Don't stay in bed tomorrow. It's a great day probably to go ride. Riding is not safe. It really isn't. But that's part of the risk reward right there. It's like you go riding, you have fun, you be safe. That's the thing, is you be safe. You focus on riding, enjoy it. Don't be an ass and don't be dumb. Wear your gear. The gear is for the slide. Everyone says ride, something like dress for the slide, not the ride. Quite literally, that's all it is. You dress for the slide. You don't dress to crash into a wall. You don't dress to hit a pole or anything. It's like you're literally dressing because you're gonna be sliding for anywhere from like 1 to 10 seconds, depending on how fast you are. That's it. And the slide it can be painful. It can hurt because you're gonna hit a median maybe. But imagine walking away with just like a headache, not a concussion, just a headache, and no broken bones and no road rash, versus the same exact accident, sliding into a median, because they're everywhere. Imagine the same accident, but no gear, no helmet, maybe just a set of gloves, because and then obviously regular shoes, but like shorts and a t-shirt. Sliding, you just lost all your skin because it's immediate, just done. You lost all the skin that's touching the ground. Every part that you touch the ground, gone. And then once you hit the median, instead of your head, which had a helmet on, hitting it, and you just got a headache, because at this point you're going about 10 miles an hour, maybe 5. You hit the side of your head, right on the temple, with your bare skin, just your skull. Done. You're dead. You're either knocked out, or you fractured your skull. Now you got a subdural hematoma, and they can't release the pressure. You're in a coma for about 4 or 5 days, and then you become brain dead. You're dead. Just because you don't want to spend money on like even a $109 helmet. That's the Bell Qualifier helmet right there. That's the one I have for my girlfriend. It's a quality helmet. It doesn't have all the vent ports that like a $300 Bell would have, but it has everything else. $100, and you could probably save your life if you fall and crash. And yeah, I saw a comment: are you a real firefighter, or are you named fireman because you like fire? No, I'm a real firefighter. I am a real firefighter. I got about 10 years as a career firefighter, and I'm going through a new fire department right now. I'm in the academy for that. But I want to talk to you guys about safety. That's the main thing, is safety, because I do see this nasty stuff. And a lot of other motovloggers, a lot of people that do this, they just, for me, I don't think they're very safety oriented. They're entertainment oriented. And which is fine, because that's YouTube. Everyone loves entertainment. But I believe I built, you're a military firefighter. Yeah, thanks, man. Air Force Power 88. Yeah. Military firefighters, when you get out of military, I think a lot of preference when it comes to getting on. So if you like doing that, There we go. I think I lost everybody. So anyways, someone says, my wife had a slide on her ER6 2 years ago, full face helmet and Triumph Navigator jacket, hit head on the pavement. She was fine, just hurt shoulder, thankfully. Yeah, that's definitely what's going to happen if you have the appropriate gear. I keep riding through swarms of killer bees. I would have crashed and died if I had not been wearing my gear. Yeah, I mean, just even the swarms, let's say you didn't even crash. Swarm of bees, if you don't have a full face helmet and you just have like the dome helmet, oh, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt so bad. So it looks like, all right, we're all back here. Yeah, get gear. Once you get your bike, get some gear. Here, one sec. Let's get some airflow in here. Hopefully you guys can hear me fine. There we go. So yeah, get some gear, and I'm gonna be doing some more gear videos because I mean that's my motivation there, is to be able to continue making videos for one, but I'm really big on gear. You really have to, and I want to. There's like so many topics you can talk about. Like there's gear that's under $150, $200, whatever. There's gear for beginners. So like obviously the cheaper stuff, and like you just bought a bike, you don't have a lot of money left over, you need to buy some gear. Yeah, it's hard to find pants that look like normal pants. They're actually coming out more with the jeans. And then even I think Rust and Redemption, something dogs, street dogs, war dogs, or something like that. Anyways, they're like khakis almost. But anyways, I got my pair because I had the cafe look and I liked the look. And since I already have a pair, I don't need to get a new pair. But you can find some stuff on closeouts possibly. But yeah, that's why I'm doing this, because I want to. I can make more videos and still continue doing YouTube while I'm not riding. And then another thing is it allows me to free up a lot of my time to actually talk about gear and why it's important. This video has kind of helped out with that, but like I can talk about cheaper gear that's still quality, still DOT in the United States. For the helmet anyways, I can talk about, some motorcycle pants, maybe even bring up some of the testings that they've done. Obviously I won't be able to review them. I'm just kind of going off of reviews and kind of my own research, kind of like something that you guys would do. Rocket Revolution, just like jeans and waterproof, not cheap. Yeah, a lot of motorcycle gear is not cheap. But yeah, talk about it and do the research for you. That way you can just watch the video and kind of get an idea. And if something doesn't catch your eye in the video, well, now you know not to get that. And then you kind of, maybe I can bring up some parts where this is the type of testing they do. So like when you go look for your other jeans or jacket, you could say, oh, well, this testing, they didn't do this testing for this one. It looks really nice. I like it. But if they didn't do the testing, they don't have the CE armor in it. Or there's like different types of armor that they can have in it. They don't have that, and it's going to cost more, this and this and this and this. So I'm going to go with this. So hopefully I can educate some to where you actually go and buy gear, because it's huge. I don't want to be posting like gore videos, but I mean, you can do your own research on that. People not wearing their gear, dying just left and right. Motorcycle is not safety. Not safe. I did a video a while back on how it's actually I think it's like more dangerous, a little more dangerous now, because the baby boomers are hitting the motorcycle market a little bit less, because they're dying off, and then more young people are riding. And I did a video a while back, and it's like the statistics. I forgot exactly what it was, but maybe I'll post that in the description or in one of the comments. I'll do something anyways. And I talk about how helmets save lives. It's not preventing accidents, but it's saving your life at the accident. And there's something like along the lines of, there's more accidents now because a lot of people our age, 20 to 30, 20 to 35, are buying more motorcycles because it's cheaper transportation and less gas. So there's more crashes, but there's less fatalities because they're actually wearing helmets. I think the baby boomers don't even wear helmets. They don't care. So that's pretty cool. What do you recommend as first aid gear to carry on your ride? Yeah, my problem with having a Sportster is I don't have a I don't have any spots to carry it unless I get some saddlebags, and that's kind of not the look. So, but yeah, first aid kit, really, I mean, if you don't want to put your hand on somebody that's bleeding, and this is not just for someone else crashing. It could quite literally, you be riding, and there's videos of this, of people doing it already. You be riding and you see a car accident. I mean, you can help at this point, just a little bit, you know, call 911 and maybe, you know, check their breathing, you know, help them breathe if they have to, or, you know, stop some bleeding, some really bad bleeding. So like at minimum, get a pair of gloves, get a pair of nitrile gloves or latex. Some people are allergic to latex, and when they say they're allergic to latex, they literally just means that they get a rash. At this point, when they're like dying, they're like, well, I'm allergic to latex, don't touch me with those gloves. I don't think they're gonna care. But get some of those blue gloves, you know, the nitrile gloves. You can get like, just keep a pair or two like in something, and then like your pocket even, and then rotate them out because they'll dry up and they'll crack when you try to put them on. And then maybe some gauze, and just like one of those typical small first aid kits. You can go to REI or like in the camping section, and they have like a super small little like package, and it has like antiseptic. It has a few other things. You're not going to need to put that on, but it's going to have like gauze. Like that's what you really want, is like those cotton gauze pieces, and like some wrap if you can, and then some gloves. That's really all you need. And then your cell phone to call 911. As soon as you call 911, the sooner you call 911, the better. That way, because you have to talk to dispatch. Like, first off, you see the accident, clock's ticking now. You have to talk to dispatch. It takes about a minute or two because you have to give all the information, and then you got to talk. And then dispatch has to alert the fire stations, the appropriate resources, and the cops. That's going to take at least a minute or two for us to get on the fire truck and the ambulance. So that's what, 2-3 minutes now, 2-3-4 minutes right now, while the person's laying down. And it's going to take us anywhere between 1 and 6 minutes if you're inside the city. If you're out in the county, like just from like way out, like in the mountains while you're riding, having fun, and you see an accident or one of your buddies crashes, it could take anywhere between 1 and 30 minutes, maybe even an hour. So the sooner you call, the better. Don't wait. Like I said, you can always refuse. You can always, if your buddy gets up and walks away, you guys are leaving before they even show up, call 911 back and say, hey, we're leaving, we're fine, we're blah blah blah. But if like he's still on the ground and still wants to get checked out, you can always sign and say, I don't want to go to the hospital. So that's a huge thing. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead, and if any of this information was interesting, and you think anybody might want to know that, go ahead and share this video. And I'm gonna put in the description like the bullet points, the time points, where I start talking about some of this stuff. I'm gonna have to do that when I get inside and on the computer, because on the phone it's a little different. But yeah, let me know, and then I'm gonna make those actual videos. I'm gonna actually do a concise, probably 5 to 10 minute video on each one of those, and that way it's quick. I mean, this is a 46-minute video already, so it'll be a little bit better. I don't know. Thanks, guys. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for watching my videos, and I'll definitely see you guys later. I love talking to you guys. See ya.